The Kane might actually end his career as like one-on-one, like the most talented player to never win
the Premier League.
Then again, though,
I agree.
I do think the person who wins the Golden Boot this year is bona fide best striker in the league, or best gunman anyway. Let's say that for Salah, because personally, I think this is the best competition we've had in terms of the strikers that we have. I think this is each player is playing in the best team he could put. Like, fair enough, Kane should be playing at City right now, but I mean, he's won the Golden Boot playing at.
I don't think you've ever seen the Goliath we have at the back. The Goliath. 2, 12 much
I'm a sergeant, my time like an Abri. Gatsby got me feeling great. I got a false 9 and an anchor. My wing is just there for the bait. Snake. I know Nasby or Sanya or Adebayo. If I score this goal on a glide, Oliver Twist, man, I want some more. I got 3 out of the top, that's full 3-3. My Spaniel boy racing clubs. When it comes to the new regime, if I shoot a shot like Haaland, I just want me a chocolate darling. Belgian thing I defend like a Marlin. Aim high, just shoot for the target. Me done talking.
Yes, people, you already know what it is. We're back live and direct. It's Dan the Man with a Plan, and it's another episode of 3 Up Top. You already know that show where we're talking that real grease, that real football stuff, our analysis, our takes, our opinions. All opinions on the show are our own.
For sure.
Putting that out there. But yeah, man.
Wait, why?
I don't get that thing, you know. I see it in a lot of people's Twitter handles, but I just feel like...
So it is. I think it's because the show is separate from the actual channel.
I'm
Do you know what I mean?
lost now.
So for example, if Link Up TV was to do 3 Up Top, we would have to say
okay, yeah,
Link Up
makes sense.
TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I hear
Makes
that.
sense. But yeah, man, what you man saying, man? How you lot doing?
Good, man. This is the first week that we've all got a clean sheet. I mean, clean sweep.
Trusting. That's up.
I'll
Start the show again, man. That nudge was just...
Same.
Nah,
Sorry, Josh, man, because my foot is
No, I hear it still. It's been a good week of football. Obviously, before we get into the football talk, I just wanna what would you say has been the highlight of your week? Certified Lover Boy. That's been the highlight. If we're
That's been your highlight.
highlight as in like that's what everything
talking point.
Yeah, of the week, innit? What we saying out of 10? Obviously, I know you have a lot of opinions on it.
I'll change my ratings now, and I'm changing it again.
You
Up or down?
I'm going down.
Oh man,
6.5.
man.
where were you at before?
6.5. I was at initially I was at a 7.5. Then I changed it to a 7.
Yeah.
Now I'm at 6.5.
It's just been going down.
I just feel like the more I listen to it, the more he hasn't told me anything new.
Yeah.
Deep it from the last time we heard the Drake project till now.
What was the last project before CLB?
More life, no?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like so much has happened in Drake's life. I think innit. Like there's been bare. I mean,
Even Scorpion was there as well.
Do you know what I think he does now though?
Okay.
That it makes me laugh.
What?
I think the propaganda now to include his son in every single rap or at least in a lot of songs is so much now. Like,
I said Pusha T made him now just dedicate
bro,
the songs to
as in,
his
you
son.
know,
And now he.
it doesn't matter what happens to Pusha T. He's made his name. He's done what he's needed to do.
But yeah, I just feel like fam, like, because deep in now, his son's like 2, so they have like fatherhood. I don't get much like father. You get the co-parenting talk and all that, but I didn't really hear much about what's going on in your life now. Do you get what I'm saying? Just more, just vibes in it, and just take it in it.
I hear it.
I mean,
My thing was, I didn't hear no new sound. He had a couple new. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't hear enough bars. It was a bit too much singing for me. Yeah. You know, listen, I'm a big Drake guy. Everyone knows I love Drake, but I wanted to hear more bars. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? The ends loves Drake from time, but I wanted to hear more bars, man. I know he loves the singing thing and that, but come on, I wanted to hear that hard shit.
That's fair, man. I mean, like
that crazy shit.
Production saying though, like if we do ever do a live show, Way Too Sexy is what we're coming out to.
Oh,
so.
100%. Okay, all right.
Thanks.
100%.
That sample was cold.
Doesn't worry that song.
Is it?
The song's a banger, bro.
Nah, it's
banger.
cold. The way you flip that sample.
What you need to do, yeah? Alright, cool. Set up a date, yeah, with a babe, innit? Like a nice babe, yeah. And when you're getting ready for this date, put on that song in it so you come out the shower. Yeah? Imagine in your robe and that, just creaming.
You tell me you didn't have a good day after that. You didn't listen to the song properly.
You dash on
Bro,
your
It's a tone setter. Still. It's a tone setter.
In uni, if that...
No.
Wait. In uni, if it's a song that we're not sure that we should like, but it's too hard not to. But you
Yeah.
just do the cheeky.
Yeah.
Nah. We digress. Cool. It's been an interesting week. One of the things that I kind of think that stood out to me is that we basically imported the Serie A title race and then added a couple of our English talent to it, and it's now looking like a serious race. I mean, you could even add Salah into that because Salah played in the Serie A as well.
True.
I think the top 4 guys for the Golden Boot this season: Harry Kane, Mohamed Salah, Romelu Lukaku, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously.
Oh, let's Cristiano Ronaldo, Romelu
I said it
Lukaku.
last right on purpose.
Oh, why? He should be first.
I said the order of which I think the strikers.
You're drunk. You're drunk. You think Harry Kane is number 1?
No. It's in. I went in reverse though.
Yeah, that's why you should have. No, you don't do reverse.
Last for emphasis now.
No.
Fair enough. If you want in first, I don't care. Innit?
So it's only right.
Anyway, if I can get into
Go ahead,
Just
go
about
ahead,
the
go ahead.
Eagles.
Like,
Just about the Eagles, man.
But cool now. Golden Boot race is going to be very, very interesting, of course. The thing that stood out to me the most is that Kane's going to regret his career. He's going to, like, one thing I always say is that Alan Shearer, for example, if we go all the way back, he had the decision to move to Man United or Newcastle from Blackburn after winning his title. Cool, now it was not time to make the next step. Now when he looks back on his career, a lot of the time he gets interviewed and people ask him, like, do you regret the decision?
And he does.
Says no.
He does. He
Definitely does. I think he does.
100%.
And
He would have been a treble winner.
bro, like, and I just look at Harry Kane and I just think this is wasted talent, man. And it's no disrespect to Tottenham, but he's just not where he should be. Another year, I say another year, but a year with no Champions League, and he's one of the best strikers in the world. Bro, there's guys who will overtake him just simply due to the fact that he can't play in the competition where it tests his talent.
No,
Do you know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, you could get away with it if you're competing for Premier Leagues, winning Premier Leagues. Like, you bring up a Jamie Vardy, everyone has big respect for Jamie Vardy. Do you know what I mean? But he's kicked a ball in the Champions League, once?
I could make the argument that Vardy has a bigger Premier League legacy than Harry Kane.
I think most people would make that argument. Do you know what I mean? But Harry Kane, just the lack of silverware is just, it's just underwhelming.
Yeah, like you can't even argue, innit? Like, it's underwhelming. It's like a career that like promises so much. Like, I don't even know what to compare it to. But
Fam, compare it to Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale understood that, listen, if I want to take my career to the next level, I need to go somewhere, go to a winning team.
Bro, you can't. I don't think there's a football analogy to compare this, bro. You can only really compare it to NBA players who, like a Charles
Stick to
Barkley
what?
or something
Russell
like that.
Russell
Do you know what I mean?
Westbrook. He's stuck it
not
out for so
done
long.
What he's done.
Yeah.
like, Letizia, to be fair, I don't really know
I
the.
think Kane's a better player than Matt this year, though.
No, obviously, but I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
Good comparison.
But yeah, bro, Kane might actually end his career as like one-on-one, like the most talented player to never win.
The Premier League.
Then again,
I
though,
agree.
I do think the person who wins the Golden Boot this year is bona fide best striker in the league, or best gunman anyway. Let's say that for Salah, because personally, I think this is the best competition we've had in terms of the strikers that we have. I think this is each player is playing in the best team he could put. Like, fair enough, Kane should be playing at City right now, but I mean, he's won the Golden Boot playing at Tottenham.
Well, you don't think it matters? This is not only a Ronaldo argument. Just like, okay, it's most related to Ronaldo, but just the fact that he's got so many goal scorers around him. Do you know what I mean? Don't you think that context is appropriate?
No, I'm not taking it away because they're all selfish strikers. They all score first. They're score first players. Like, literally, Lukaku is a score first guy. Ronaldo is a score first guy. Salah, score first guy. Kane, score. Before they're looking to do anything else, they're asking, bro, these are guys that probably average about 6 shots a game. Like, that's not, let's not move like that's normal.
Nah, and if we're honest, the team will be geared towards creating chances for them.
Exactly. Most of the chances that all of those players play for,
Teams. That's
all
the
the
teams
players,
that the players play
all
for.
the teams. Yeah, the English is not.
I know what
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they're all the main men for their team.
For sure.
And
In
I
terms of goal
think
scoring.
as well as that, aside from probably Kane, is a title race where each team in terms of strengths are pretty similar, innit? Because last season we saw Kane win the Golden Boot, but his team wasn't necessarily the strongest.
And he had the most assists in the league as well.
You have Chelsea, you have Liverpool, and each team is relatively equal in strength, innit? So I think it is one of the title races. Well, them golden boot races where
If Kane wins the golden boot this year, for me personally, as a Tottenham fan, that's what I'd be using to argue he was the best in a time where we had the best strikers. Like, fair enough, it's not a trophy.
You can definitely make the argument.
In terms of individual debates and talking about legacy, when we speak of things, you could bring up the fact that Kane won the best golden boot race of all time in the Premier League.
The mad thing is, it's sad that Aubameyang and Vardy both fell off just before these men came, because it could have been even more nuts, because those guys were winning golden boot like a couple of years ago as well. So the race could have been even more crazy. But guys, just you know, we started off with Harry Kane, but I think there's only one man we should be starting with.
bro, it's Newcastle, bro.
No, I'm not talking about the game. I'm just talking about the fact that he's.
It's Newcastle. Bro.
No, I'm not talking about the game.
No,
I'm just
but
talking
it
about the
goes
fact
on to my
that
question.
he's
So
competing for
obviously-
the golden boot, innit?
It goes on to my question, obviously. So you think Ronaldo will win it? So why?
I think Ronaldo will win it. I think yesterday showed me a lot. The Newcastle game. I just think he's so instinctive when it comes to scoring goals. Like, it just feels like it's second nature to him. That second goal, the way that he waited for the fullback to... He basically let Sancho make the run first to drag the fullback. Once the fullback turned his eyes, sprinted into the space. Luke Shaw plays the ball, left foot, boom. I just think that goals come easy to him now. Like, he doesn't even need to play well to bag a brace. I don't think he did much throughout the game. First goal, easy pickings, typical poacher goal. Second one, I think we're going to see so many different... Because I think even without Ronaldo, we were one of the best fast break or transition teams in the world. Do you know what I mean? Now you add Ronaldo to that, it's going to be stupid. Yeah. And Rashford gets back fit as well. One of the... Running in behind, he's deadly. But yeah, the case for Ronaldo, as I said...
And then with the amount of penalties that you don't get, bloody hell, man.
Hey, but when you got the guys that... All guys draw fouls. Rashford draws fouls. Martial draws fouls. Yeah. Greenwood draws fouls. Yeah, I mean, even Ronaldo, you saw the little 2-2 step over. He's going to be drawing fouls. I know we're going to get sucked in.
For years, you know, the two-step over
and it still comes in. It still comes in.
Ronaldo don't know the step over thing. Doesn't even do anything to the defenders.
His
legs are not moving as quick as he thinks.
No, he's just trying to create a yard, get the shot off. But yeah, I can't lie. I just think it's instinctive with him, man. We got a lot of guys that are going to create chances. Sancho needs to find his rhythm. I believe he will still finish the season with double-digit assists. Rashford's had double-digit, yeah. Like, I don't think he'll have like 15.
Across all comps?
No, I think he'll have 10 in the league.
Prem?
In the league, I think he'll have 10 assists in the league. I think he'll have 10 assists. You don't think so? No. I think he'll have 10 assists. Regardless, even if it's not Sancho, Pogba's already got 7. Do you get what I mean? In 4 games. I think he'll have 15
but
minimum.
Sancho's dropped 2 stinkers, isn't it? Like, you can't.
I wouldn't call them stinkers. I would have called them stinkers. Yeah, I wouldn't call them stinkers.
I would say in the fact that Lingard came on and showed more than he did, it makes Sancho...
No, but I was calling Lingard the best player in the league back in the last season.
Yeah, but that was...
No, obviously I wasn't being genuine, but the guy was on... We know what Lingard's about. Like, he's already done the goals and assisting. Fam, give him time to acclimate. New league.
I believe he will. But I'm saying, like, at the end of the day,
he hasn't.
Our responsibility is to call it as we see it. And for me personally, yes, I believe he'll take time to ease himself in. But I just think that what's it called? The 2 games he's played so far haven't been great. But
I think he's a different type of player than we're used to as well. Do you get what I mean? A lot of our guys want to score goals, want to run in behind. He's more of a 1-2, like pop the ball. I think that's another reason why Donny van der Beek hasn't fit in. Do you know what I mean? Because he's that type of player as well. Oli likes, dynamic players rather than guys that are patient. Do you know what I mean? Slower tempo, that type of vibe.
I hear it. I just want to get your opinion. Obviously, you're the only one that, like, your team's still one of the huge favourites for the title, but the only one that doesn't really have like a striker, marquee striker to his name. So out of the guys we've obviously mentioned, who have you got winning the Golden Boot?
Or do you think one of your guys can, get in that race?
Nah. I think for the past few seasons now, we've been a team that our goal scorers are just distributed across the team, innit? Really and truly. So I wouldn't put any of us. But I would say just keep an eye on Ferran Torres, innit? That's what I'm saying. I think he's had a very good start to the season, innit? And the only thing right now he's really, really missing is goals, and I think that will come. But if you watched him during the season, his movement's great, his ability to involve the rest of the team is great. Like, he's working. Trust me, just keep an eye on my man, innit? But for me, when I look at it, I think that I'll take Ronaldo. And the reason I'll take Ronaldo is because of attrition, man. Not necessarily attrition, but Ronaldo really gets injured.
Yeah, for sure.
Lukaku had a little knock in it in the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, but came back and whilst injured.
But yeah, for me, just like Ronaldo was just he's the personification of a professional. He'll do everything right to make sure he's available. Not just that, but set pieces as well. Mainly talking about penalties, he'll be in that mix as well. And I just think, he'll be the focal point of your attack, man. And I think he's the most intelligent striker in the Premier League.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And like you
as
said,
in way, I think he's significantly better than second.
And
disagree with that.
Who's second?
As in, I think it's so hard to judge intelligence. I think they're all intelligent.
No, but in a sense where I believe
goal scoring.
I believe that
he's one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. So it's easy to say that.
No,
but
it's not easy to say. I think the evidence proves it.
If not the greatest.
No, but
goal scorer of all time.
my point is, I think.
But it's not his sorry, I'm sorry for interjecting, but it's because I'm saying it's not just his intelligence that makes him the best.
Sure.
That's what I'm.
But I think that plays a big role.
Know, but my thing is, if you were to look at, I think aside from goals, Ronaldo will probably have the lowest match average of all these strikers that we've named in it, just based on the fact that I don't think he's gonna be as in. Aside from his goals, he's not gonna perform
doing much else.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas Lukaku, his hold up, bringing people into play,
has improved.
Kane's creativity and Salah. Do you know what I mean? But whereas Ronaldo, I don't think he's gonna be that integral to the actual build up of the team. But he's just a bagsman. Hence why I say that I think he's the most intelligent because he doesn't need to play well to get goals.
Yeah, and that's why I was illustrating.
That's my point
with the second goal. That's why I'm trying to paint the picture. That showed his intelligence, fam. He waited for the defender to look. As soon as he peeked, boom.
And as well as that, Inter won the Serie A last year, but Ronaldo scored more goals than Romelu last year.
Yeah, Ronaldo scored, I think it was 7 more goals, but at the end of the day, only one guy won the league for his team.
We're talking about Golden Boot.
Relax. I know, but one of the things that I'm gonna use to say why I think Lukaku, why I think Lukaku will win is because just like how with Ronaldo, of course, bro, Ronaldo's the greatest goal scorer of all time. In fact, I'll even confidently say that. I think he's the greatest.
Messi is.
Goal scorer, Ronaldo's the greatest goal scorer of all time.
Messi is.
No, look, I hear
Messi's the greatest goal scorer than Ronaldo.
Bro, it's if you look at the goal to game ratio, like if you look at the thing, but I just think Ronaldo just because of array
the way where he's done it as well. Messi's only done it in Champs and La Liga, innit?
Messi, bro. Carry on.
But I don't want to go into that argument, innit? But one of the biggest reasons why I think he won that Golden Boot race, especially for Juve, is considering the fact that he was the main source of goals for that team. And when you're the main source of goals for a team that is trying to compete, you tend to be the one who scores most of the goals. Especially when you're Ronaldo, you're going to score as much. You don't have a partner to play with and stuff like that. I think that Lautaro Martinez has also got double-digit goals in that team. You now look at Lukaku. It's yet to be seen who takes the penalties at United. Obviously, everyone's saying it's definitely Ronaldo, but I don't know because Bruno's missed one penalty, and I don't know if he just gets it taken off him. I don't know if the Portugal dynamic comes into the United.
There's been some quotes as well. Bruno saying, "I prefer free kicks to penalties," and I think that's that says enough.
But we'll see, even like my last point is even. Just the sheer experience, man. Ronaldo scored in the Premier League before. Then he went to Spain. Then he went to Italy. Now he's back in the Prem. When you look at his career, like
most goals in Champions League history.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's just bagged everywhere he goes, in it, and with that comes a host of experience. And I'm not saying that Lukaku has a lot of experience as well. I mean, he's played here. He's gone to Italy, whatever. I'm not saying he doesn't have experience, and Salah as well. But I'm just saying. Ronaldo's career is just decorated, bro. Like with just goals. Do you know what I'm saying? There's nothing that he's gonna see this season that he has never seen before.
Facts.
Of course, and obviously this is just probably for the debate's sake, innit? But again, the reason why I think Lukaku will win the Golden Boot is just based off the fact that he is our main source of goals. When Chelsea are scoring 2-3 goals in a game, it's because Lukaku has scored 2-3 goals in a game.
For sure.
Like our top goal scorer last season was Jorginho. Lukaku's basically halfway there, practically now, in 4 games, and it's already it's already been said that apparently he's going to take the penalties as well. That will help his case, especially if Ronaldo doesn't take his penalties. Of course, look, it's going to be a very, very tough race, but bro.
But even another one like we haven't respected is Salah as well.
Yeah,
bro.
Salah, bro. He's
Certified
got
bagsman.
the record.
That was my prediction.
Certified
That he's,
bagsman.
but this was before Ronaldo showed up. But
Yeah,
I think Salah's. If you're talking about odds, the odds are not probably for Salah, to be honest, because that guy is a goal scoring machine,
yeah.
and he's got distribution wherever you look. Trent is probably going to be back, double digit assists. Robertson is gonna provide as well. Firmino is there providing. Yeah, like I feel like Liverpool. Salah's the main man there. Do you know what I mean? As much as if you look at us, I think most of our chances will be created for Ronaldo, but Green was going to be double digits. Rashford will be double digits. Yeah. So my main issue with you guys is just how many chances are you going to create? I know, you've pointed out obviously that you had high XG last season. I think Werner missed a boatload of chances, but I just think it's hard to be the best team on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean, I think not saying that you're a defensive team, but you are. I think the USP of your team is your defense. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really know if Lukaku's gonna, get past Salah and Ronaldo.
I think I disagree with that, innit? Because if you look at the winners of the last 2 Premier League titles had top 2 defenses and top 2 attacks.
But we're talking about Golden Boot.
No, I know, but I'm responding directly to the point about USP being defense. I think we also have a very good attack. It's just that we weren't able to finish the chances. And when we're finishing chances this season, it will be because Lukaku is finishing the chances.
Sure.
We played. I think we played poor yesterday. I'd give us a 6 out of 10, and we won 3-0. So that shows you there's so much potential with this team. We rotated more than we've ever. Bro, Chalobah came in, Thiago Silva came in, Hudson-Odoi came in, Saul came in,
Yep.
Ziyech came in. So there were 5 changes to the starting lineup. And we won 3-0. Like, that's a big thing for me in terms of indications. Lukaku didn't have the greatest of games like the Ronaldo gene and scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
Managed to match what Ronaldo did in arguably a game where we faced better opposition. Like, Aston Villa are no jokes.
But Mings and Tuanzebe were getting bullied.
No. You can say that.
I'm not minimizing
I'm just saying Aston Villa are better than Newcastle. Like.
For sure.
So all I'm saying is, for me, it's just interesting how. And obviously it comes back to my point where I think that Thomas Tuchel is the best manager in the world. And the reason why I say right now, currently, and the reason why I say that is because, wait, one sec, I'll explain that. The reason why I say Thomas Tuchel is the best right now is because every Tom, Dick and Harry, almost every Tom, Dick and Harry is basically saying that Chelsea are the favourites. If you wanted to have favourites, have Chelsea as the favourites. And because they're the Champions League holders currently. So there's no way you can call Chelsea the favourites. He's the current Champions League holder. You have the greatest... arguably the GOAT in your team. You have probably the most creative, stats-wise, teenager that we've ever seen. You've also added Champions League Varane that you like to sing about. Then you also have Pep Guardiola, who apparently...
Yeah, but one
sec. You also have Pep Guardiola, who also lost that Champions League final, and people are still saying that Chelsea are favourites for that title, despite Pep being in the league.
But not every Tom, Dick and Harry.
I'm saying majority. You can say it's more than, as in if you were to.
I disagree. It's not 50%.
No. I wasn't about to say 50%.
Okay.
I was about to say the percentages are in our favour in terms of how many people think Chelsea will win the league. More people are saying Chelsea than the other teams. And that's
but more people are saying the field than Chelsea.
Chelsea's league to lose.
No,
I wouldn't go that far.
The field. You can't say the field because there's so many teams.
No, but if you're saying every Tom, Dick and Harry.
No. But you know what I mean by that. I'm saying if you ask 3 people who's winning the title, they're saying Chelsea more than they're saying neutrals.
Yeah, I agree. Than any other team.
Than any other team, and that's all I'm saying.
But that doesn't mean that Tuchel's the best manager.
Exactly. I think it means he's built a team that, despite not having the best players, he can be favoured to win the league title. And I think you become the best when you can win the league. Like, that's when you know that you're the best.
Despite not having the best players.
He doesn't have the best team.
You know how strong your team is?
No, I'm not disputing that. But you have better players than us individually. You also have better players.
It's not an individual sport. Man.
Oh my days.
So that's just an
I don't think you're understanding my point.
I do understand your point, but you're talking as if you have like your team is a meaty team.
I'm not saying no. How am I talking like that? I'm saying
you are trying to understand.
You're undermining like the strength of your team.
Right,
you have one of the best midfielders in the world in Kante.
In the question,
you have one of the most promising strikers in the world in Lukaku.
What promising? Best?
What? Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
If I was to ask you.
World class keeper in Mendy.
If I was to ask you, rank the starting 11s of Chelsea, Man United, Man City, and Liverpool, where do Chelsea finish?
If you ask us to rank the squads of Chelsea,
starting 11s.
Yeah, but obviously you're obviously gonna shift it to where you're less. Like,
no, but that's where my point it predicates itself from.
No, but it doesn't just take the starting 11.
The fact that you even rotate 5 man in the game.
Exactly, that shows what you're about. Exactly.
No, but that makes our squad strong. But I'm saying,
and you win leagues with squads.
Is our starting 11 the strong? Where is our starting 11? Just answer my question.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's. I think it's third, maybe fourth.
So who's
probably fourth?
Yeah, exactly. That's all I'm.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's probably second.
Even if you want to say,
I think it's second, bro.
That's a lie.
I would say third, fourth.
Chelsea's not. Chelsea's starting 11 is third.
I say third, yeah.
Who do you think's fourth?
Because they ain't replaced Ronaldo. Liverpool's fourth.
Liverpool's not fourth.
Liverpool's
If
fourth.
you
They
think
replaced
Trent,
Ronaldo.
Robertson, Van Dijk are world class, and Alisson, how do we have a better starting 11 than Liverpool?
Don't you have a better defense than them? Even though they got so many world class players.
No, but you're basing that off of stats. If you were to look at the players, you are.
No, you might. So you think?
How
Liverpool have a better defense than you, man.
Liverpool have the better players in defense,
but they don't have a better defense there.
So theoretically,
no, of course. But every argument that we have is theoretical. That's my point.
Yeah.
You said starting 11, not just defense.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have a better midfield than Liverpool.
And who has the better attack? Salah, Mane, Firmino, or Jota? Sorry, and then. We still don't know the two Mason Mount, Lukaku and Havertz.
But that's why I bring up your depth, because Ziyech is on the bench, Pulisic is on the bench.
I know, but it's so why I find it interesting before
I
you.
don't think Chelsea.
Before you interject though.
That's what I was saying.
No. I think that's what's mad in my favour, because it's so interesting that these players that they're mentioning, that is the depth and everything, were the same players that were getting criticised and basically saying they're not good enough to handle the.
Who said that? Maybe Chelsea fans.
Cool. No, hold on. Even if that's the case, that was at a point in time where they weren't living up to the belief that they had. True or false?
Not speaking as them as a player.
living up to it.
When there was bare Jorginho slander, that was in the Lampard era where Jorginho was pretty much a non-factor.
We're talking about
no, because now
but what he's saying is true though.
Now that she's playing well. Jorginho was saying that Jorginho he started.
Yeah, but that's why his point makes sense.
Jorginho's been playing well.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad player.
I'm talking about the players that you supposedly call depth. Hudson-Odoi is the same player that you criticise every single week.
Hudson-Odoi is like 5th or 6th in the depth chart.
Ziyech is someone that you still don't think has.
Don't think what?
Well, he's never said that. I've never heard of
exactly.
He said it off cam.
I never said that. Hey, don't put words in my mouth.
So you never said that Ziyech hasn't been the player that he should be.
No, but
has Ziyech been the player he should be?
I don't think he has. But that doesn't mean he's
been the player he should be.
No.
Has even Havertz, who was showing all the potential.
But even then, we've even argued that even the Werner thing, he hasn't been the prolific goal scorer that we thought he was going to be, but he's still a very effective player.
And bro, he's an overqualified backup striker.
Overqualified in what sense though? Because
as a backup striker,
Werner's proven that I don't think he's going to be the striker that he's supposed to be.
Yeah, so that's why he's a backup. That's why he's a backup.
Just because he scored goals in another league and comes to the Premier League and can't replicate it, that doesn't make him overqualified.
So you don't think that he's overqualified?
No. In the sense where Werner is what he is.
So he's not
No. So man. No, what are you saying?
Any team that has
an overqualified backup striker is Edinson Cavani. That's an overqualified. So Werner is not the same level as Cavani. They're not even close.
You don't have to be the same level to be an overqualified striker.
If you give Cavani a B+, what is Werner? He's below average.
He's not a C. He's B-.
Oh my days, you're lying.
Werner that bagged 40 goals the year before he came.
You're capping.
Werner that bagged 40 goals before he came. And last year was his first season in the Prem. You wanted to have 25. Can I speak? Man, just speaking over. He doesn't have to have a 25 goal season in his debut season to be some world class striker. No
one claims that when he was supposed to be the main guy leading our line.
And that's why I'm. No one said that.
How does that?
Let me ask a question.
No, wait. Let me finish in it because I don't want to. Let him finish.
Yeah, bro, he's a backup striker. You're not relying on him for 25, 30 goals. He's an I don't think you can ever say he's not an overqualified backup striker. Any team that has Werner as a backup striker is happy with that.
Aside from United and Tottenham, I believe Werner walks into every starting level in the league, bro. He walks into Cities.
Facts.
Werner walks into City.
He walks into
Ferran Torres and Gabriel Jesus
as a striker, bro. Werner walks into City starting level as a striker.
And when we're talking about this is just when we're talking about changing the narratives to suit favour. No, we're talking about now.
Is one season gonna change your stance on that?
Yes, it will. Yes, 100% it will.
Is Werner's issue right now? Ability or confidence?
It's both.
He's showing he has the ability, bro. What's he talking about?
He has shown in 2 games, I would say 2 games where he's shown to be an elite level striker. Okay. And that was a game against Southampton, and then maybe I would say I don't even know. Like I can't even think. Like he's obviously been effective in terms of how he's been utilised by Tuchel. But let's not move as if last season we weren't saying, oh yeah, he offers more than goals for us. He's not supposed to just score. Like in the team that he plays, bro, we brought in a world-class striker. What Werner was supposed to do, and we're not saying he offers more than goals. He offers more than goals now. Lukaku's main thing at Chelsea is to score goals. Before he does anything, I don't care about the hold-up play. I don't care about anything else. Werner was brought in to score goals, and he did not score the goals he was supposed to score.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's two different things, though. That's two different things.
And the reason why, because I'm coming to it, I'm rebuttaling that claim of overqualified backup strikers, because you lot were the same people. When I say you lot, I mean fans in general as well. Same people who are basically saying this guy is dead. If I was to say, who would you rather have in your team, Danny Ings or Werner, who would you say?
Danny Ings.
Danny Ings will also be an overqualified backup striker. Though.
One sec. Danny Ings was backup striker at Liverpool, by the way. But
he was never fit.
It wasn't because of ability.
We're battling one point, fam.
Because of ability.
Yeah, I know. But I can list off strikers in the league, and you all say the other striker to Werner. If Werner's not replacing a lot of the main strikers in the league right now, how does that make him overqualified?
As a backup, not as a starter.
Still as a backup. If you can't be if you can't replace the starters in the league.
So you think Werner's what, average backup striker? Is that what you're saying?
And what teams did you say that Werner's walking into? As a striker. Because he's a striker, not a winger.
No, apart from United, Leicester, and
probably Liverpool.
Tottenham.
He's walking to Liverpool and Tottenham. I think he's walking to every other team.
Everton. He's not starting over Calvert-Lewin.
I think they'll find a way to fit him in.
I said as a striker, so he'd be replacing Calvert-Lewin.
Replace Calvert-Lewin.
But they bang. Richarlison bangs up top at times.
Richarlison plays left wing because of Calvert-Lewin.
No, but they bang 4-4-2 for a little bit.
Richarlison plays left wing predominantly. He's not replacing he doesn't replace Bamford.
But
whoa! What?
When Bamford has proven to score the amount of goals
for one season. Werner got 40 goals the year before he got to Chelsea.
Stop talking about the year before he got to Chelsea.
You said Bamford is better than Werner.
Did I say Bamford is better? I said does he replace him currently as we know Werner right now?
Any manager is saying I want Werner over Bamford.
That's a lie. That is such a lie. That is such a lie.
I think on the game.
These lot are lies. No. Sorry.
I think that is reckless.
Do you know why I'm getting passionate? Because
that is wrecky.
You like. It's barefaced lying. It's actually lying.
Okay, but Bamford's been a Premier League player for years.
And suddenly now they're comparing him to the guy that was at Leipzig. We're not talking. That's not the same guy.
No, cool.
We're not talking about the same guy, bro. Stop comparing.
So the year before, you were supposed to scrap that from our memory.
He's not the same player. He's not the same.
But he had a bad first season. How does that mean
he's going to have a good second season then?
Not when you just put in the box.
Exactly.
You don't have to have a great season against
the thing you're negating is the fact that right
to be
now,
an elite level striker.
No one's saying he's an elite level striker.
Confidence though. That's the issue right now.
That's what we've been saying.
But we should move on though. We spent time on this.
No, but he's had a year of blunders, fam. So of course his confidence isn't going to build up, fam.
He's had a year of blunders and he's carried that on during the international break as well.
Bro,
he's still confident.
So what? You're done with Werner? You wash your hands of Werner?
As a striker, your confidence is built on goal. All he needs is just a nice stress
run.
do you know what I mean? A nice run and then that's it.
And the funny thing is, when I was saying, listen, he's going to get relegated, he's barely going to be in the starting lineup, you were saying, no, he's going to play a big role. You were saying he's still going to be a starter.
That's based off of the manager, but now we're talking about his ability and you're backtracking on what you...
How am I backtracking?
No, I'm not talking about in this debate, relax. I'm talking about in general.
No, because they're two different points. Just because I'm calling him shit doesn't mean he can't be a good backup striker.
What?
If your role is to be a main man and score 30 plus
how
goals...
How does that make him overqualified if he's not good enough to be a starter? That's my point.
No, but different. Starter for a Champions League, Premier League winning team. You don't have to be that to be an overqualified backup striker. You don't have to be that.
The question is, why is he an overqualified backup? And don't mention because he scored 40 goals.
I just answered that.
Why does he have to be... Or why is he an overqualified backup striker if he can't start in a lot of the teams in the Premier League now?
I don't think he doesn't start in a lot of Premier League teams.
We just listed them.
Yeah,
Man
we said
United, Liverpool, Man City.
Liverpool's debatable, by the way, because Liverpool wanted him.
Yeah, but now they're happy that they bought Jota, so he wouldn't start.
Yeah.
He wouldn't start.
Listen, we don't know how he'd be doing in that Liverpool team over Jota.
He wouldn't
don't
start
know.
based off of what. Stop saying you wouldn't know. Let's go off what we do know, what we've seen,
Which is one season
in the Premier League.
No, Matt, I've been consistent that I don't judge players based on one season. For me, it's about body of work. I'm not gonna say, could you have one down season or one great season? Doesn't make you a bad player. Doesn't make you a great player.
I just think people are capping in it. I can't lie to you.
Cool.
It is what it is.
So it just sounds like you're done with Werner, by the way. You were backing him. You were the one riding out for him, and now you're washing your hands.
Listen, truth is madder than fiction.
It's not me saying that I'm done with Werner. That's not what the debate was about. The debate is about me.
But you're saying he's not even an overqualified backup striker.
Listen, the debate is about me saying that his ability doesn't match up to what you're talking about. To what you're saying,
bro. What is the how good do you need to be a good backup striker?
I think you need to be able to put double-digit goals in the league.
Did he not do that last season?
No, he scored 6.
So Werner is not capable of having double-digit goals.
Starting almost 30 games, scored 6 goals in the Premier League.
How many assists did he have?
I don't give a toss about how many assists he had. Did he come in for assists?
So you don't think Werner's capable of having a double-digit goal season if he's your striker?
Exactly, I'm saying.
No. That's exactly why.
Listen.
I'm not going to judge him based off his first season.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Are you mad? This guy said something. Am I just supposed to air him or something?
Listen to me. I'm the one talking to you, innit? Listen.
He said something. Am I going to air him? Yeah, but that's not just the whole shit. Listen.
Yeah, you can ban all you like because you're not listening. You're just responding. If we spend all our time talking about this is what we will because it's important, bro.
I will say
what I'm saying to you is, bro, if he's a backup striker, I'm expecting at least double-digit, like 10 goals from the backup striker because he'll be getting minutes where maybe we need a goal, we need him to come on the score, a bit like what Giroud was trying to do. In all comps, Giroud I think got double digits. However, as a starting striker for Chelsea, where we scraped 4th place, he scored 6 goals in over 30 games in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning he's not good enough to
This
start.
is stuff I already know, by the way. But
yeah, I'm just making sure, clarifying, because you were just responding before you
because
it's what I was saying.
Because I already know. I already know how many.
A starting striker scored 6 goals.
I saw you was playing left wing for.
No, he played mostly up front though. He played mostly up front. So let's not make excuses for him. Anyway,
as I said, I'm not gonna judge him as a player based on one season. I don't do that with any player. So I think he's capable of being a double-digit goal striker. I think multiple. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That doesn't make him overqualified.
I think he's overqualified.
If you say so, innit? Because I've seen backup strikers who score double digits easily, and just when you put them in the starting lineup, like Olivier Giroud, they don't get the same amount of goals. So hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, let's move on, innit?
World class players, man. We move on from Werner.
We spent way too much time on that guy. He's shit anyway, man. We're spending bare time on
now
him.
He's shit.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about Werner. Who's Werner, man? He's a pagan youth. I give a monkeys about Werner.
Lies, man. Anyway,
I don't care.
World class players. Obviously, it's a week where I saw a lot of top level performances from a number of players. Or not even a week, just a season.
Hey, no. Before we go into that, no. We have to revisit something you said.
Yeah.
He said Tuchel the best manager in the world.
I'll be so.
We'll come back.
What?
We'll come back.
That Tuchel's the best manager in the world.
I think right now he's the best manager in the world. Yeah,
bro. I can't agree.
Bro, he's
so Pep, that's been doing this for 10 plus years, is just suddenly a thing of the past.
You see what I mean about responding and not listening?
What are you talking about? We heard your point.
Right now,
we're supposed to be quiet.
I said right now he's the best manager in the world.
Based on form.
Yeah, like we talk about with players.
So he's the most informed manager right now.
He's the best manager in the world.
He's the most informed manager right now.
Whatever if that suits your team, I'm saying
because
he is the best manager in the world right now.
Because
I'm not rephrasing
wait, listen to
it.
what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Because when we talk about players, we say he's informed. Right? We don't, because there's never been players. There's never been 2 players that have been better than Messi and Ronaldo.
We say
let him finish.
No. I know what you said, innit? Like you're saying.
I haven't finished.
Alright, cool. Finish then.
Because I know Messi and Ronaldo, we know that they are the best in the world, innit? However, there's periods where players will come in and have a season or whatever. It's like wow, but still, Messi and Ronaldo are the best players in the world. Similarly, Tuchel's not the best manager in the world. You can say he's the most informed. I'll give you that.
Yep.
You can be the most informed manager,
but
he's not the best manager in the world, bro.
Yeah, cool. Now, my point is, we don't have managers, in my opinion. I think Pep Guardiola, yes, of course, is the best manager, like we've seen in probably like the last 10 years. But I wouldn't say we have like a Ronaldo, Messi, and managers in it. I think the manager ranking list is more volatile in terms of the fact that people can go above each other based on the achievements that they have. And I think Tuchel's Champions League achievement, especially getting to back-to-back Champions League finals, which we haven't seen from many managers. Pep's still struggling to get to a Champions League final. I mean, he got to one last year and disappointed. So for me, that puts Tuchel in a higher light than a lot of guys. It elevates. Of course, it will come across biased because I'm the Chelsea guy. He manages my club. I can accept that. That's fine. But for me personally, I think based off what we've seen in terms of the managers he's gone up against, what he's shown, he hasn't lost to. He's won every single game actually against Pep. 3 games, we won all 3 against Klopp. He hasn't lost any against Klopp. He hasn't lost any against who are the other good managers? He didn't lose. I think I don't know if he faced Mourinho, but anyway. Neither here or there. The basic point is I just think that he's shown himself approved against a number of high quality managers. Zidane, Ancelotti, who else was it that he faced? Simeone as well, and keeping clean sheets as well against all these managers as well, which is...
Yes, I know you think Tuchel was the best based on last season, but would you say his debut season was better than Hansi Flick's debut season, in which he won every single trophy available?
I think that's obviously a fair point that you're making, but also one thing that we have to remember is I think the Premier League is the best league in the world, and when you show as a manager that you're able to manoeuvre your way in the Premier League, especially considering where Chelsea started. I mean, when Tuchel came in, I think we were 9th, 10th in the league. Came in
7th.
I think it was based on points though. We were 7th joint or something. Anyway, 7th, cool. But we still managed to get top 4,
yeah.
Right? And it was.
I'm not even trying to undermine his achievements.
He came in January. Got top 4, got an FA Cup final and won the Champions League, which I think is huge.
So you think it was better than what Hansi Flick did?
I'm not saying I think it's better than what Hansi Flick did, but I think Tuchel showed. And
that's why I'm asking. Do you think it was a better achievement?
I wouldn't say better achievement because obviously he won all those trophies, but it's not the achievement that shows the manager, in my opinion. I think you can see through. If you were to ask in terms of tactically, who do you think is the better manager? I think more people would say Tuchel because Tuchel has shown it in the league situation.
But I think that's why I asked that specific question. What's the better achievement?
Do you think Hansi Flick could do what Tuchel did at Chelsea?
I don't think he has to do that though. And no one's claiming.
I'm just asking.
I don't think he can. But no one claimed that he was the best manager in the world after that season.
I know, and the reason why is because he did it at Bayern Munich as opposed to.
I disagree with that. I just think no one would say that after one season. Same way, I'm not going to say that with Tuchel.
I'm not just saying it off of one season. And the same way we look at players' attributes in terms of the reason why we can say that Havertz will be a special player, even despite not having many stats, is because we use our eyes to see how good of a player he is.
But that's different with managers, though.
No, I think the same can be said of managers. I look at managers in terms of their tactical nous, how they respond to game, to situations.
So you think he's clear?
How they respond? Yeah, I do. I think he's clearly a better manager than Hansi Flick, especially considered he had a much weaker team to Hansi Flick's team. The Chelsea team that you see now is because Tuchel has made that team be so impressive. That's why you think it's the 3rd best squad and everything like that.
I disagree with that.
You can disagree in it, but
because I think Lampard was below. Lampard had the players performing worse than they would generally. Than under most managers. Do you get what I mean? So just because you've improved from where you were before, that doesn't mean that he's done something amazing.
Yeah, but we've seen
these guys were proven players before the manager showed up.
We've seen Mourinho win a league and then that same team finished 10th. So for me, the fact that Tuchel's still maintaining that consistency as well, shows. And
that's fair. It's a good debate in it, but I just don't think he's the best.
Yeah, you can disagree in it. I just said right now, in my opinion, I think Thomas Tuchel's the best manager in the world.
Yeah, you're meant to say that, isn't it? That's our manager.
Not meant to. You're just stating facts here. Anyway,
facts. Chill with that.
Last but not least, I think the world-class debate is something that we always have. It comes back around. I mean, obviously everyone knows about Josh's criteria and whatnot.
Now the heat's going to come on you.
Boy, that's one the fucking main chef, mate. That's
the main chef, head chef, yeah.
I just wanted to get you man's thoughts
on
Gordon
Ramsay,
players that you think are maybe on the cusp, in the Premier League obviously specifically, players that you think are on the cusp of breaking that seal, getting into that world class category.
The player at the top of my list is Harry Kane.
Okay, can we just... I don't want to have that debate in it.
Wait, you asked the question.
Please.
Alright, cool.
Please.
Oh, but that's the perfect name though. Why would you not want to get into that? That's the perfect name.
Okay.
Because that opens a kind of worms.
For your sake, I'm not going to do it in it, but...
No. If Darren wants to have it, we can have it.
Don't you think that it's the perfect name?
It's only because we've heard it before in it. But we can have it again. Just to
it depends if you're trying to... No, but you're trying to dive into the players more so than the world-class aspect, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fair, so you can...
Well, we've never had it on this show, so I'll give you 2 minutes. Just tell me why Harry Kane's not world-class.
No, I'm actually not going to do it.
2 minutes.
Yeah, see, you can't set the table like that. He ain't going to be asked to do that.
It's cool, but For me, I think Bruno Fernandes is on the cusp of being world class in my eyes, based on my criteria. Grealish is a techie one. I think Grealish is more so next year, because I think that players under Pep's second year, different kind of player in it. I think once he really meshes into our system, and Pep really gets to coaching them, I think that's when we'll see. Because right now, I think Grealish is just raw talent. Do you know what I mean? It's like a seed. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a seed or blank canvas.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It does go back to what we were saying before, though, like in terms of, last year. Was it last year? No, last season, sorry, where we were saying, I can't remember who was saying what and who was
He
on
can't
what
be a
side.
world class player at Aston Villa.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I said he can.
Yeah, and I feel like, fair enough, it's only been about 4 games, but I wouldn't say that I've seen a world-class player in him. Obviously, yes, he's just started, but it's different. I just feel like if Neymar, and I know we're not saying Neymar is Grealish, please. I'm not saying that, but if Neymar was to, if you can give me a better name, help me out, but if Neymar was to go into Man City, you would see the talent or the world-class in him straight away. There wouldn't even be a question. That's why I was alluding to the fact that it's harder to show it, or it might take time to show it when you go move to a bigger club. That's why I stay away from saying you're world class when you're playing at a club where there's not really high pressure on you.
Yeah, but on that, I don't think you have to. Not that I don't think you have to show it. I think it's like the point that you were making. And it's hard to have you have to adjust. Do you get what I mean? Like, just because he struggles in his debut season, for me that doesn't say the rest of his City career is going to be a blunder. Of course. Do you get what I mean? And you don't have to reach the heights of a Neymar to be in world class. To be considered world class. I'm just saying that whatever name you bring up, you don't have to be that guy to be regarded as world class. Do you get what I mean? So yeah,
I do think there's
definitely there's a benchmark that you have to reach in order to get in there, which is why I understand your criteria thing. Just I think there's certain what's the word, outliers or whatever, people that might not fit it but still are in. But I agree with you on Bruno. I wouldn't say he's world class yet. Again, I'm consistent. I think
especially
I need
games, man.
Do you get what I'm saying? Big games. Portugal, he got dropped in the Euros. Do you know what I mean? For me, it's about body of work. Europa League final. It's about body of work. I'm not going to say after one season that you're suddenly some king. But I mean, I need to see it over a sustained period. I need to see winning. I need to see contribution, impact. Do you know what I mean? So I think Bruno, he's got to do it for a bit longer before he's world class. Who else would you put in there due to be world class? Mendy? You want to talk about Mendy? I think because you have huge stocks in Mendy.
Bro, I've been saying.
So you think he's world class?
Bro, I think it comes back to the Tuchel.
This is Edouard Mendy we're talking about, right?
Yeah, Edouard Mendy.
Before people think it's
we don't speak on such things.
For real.
I think. I think it's a little bit of the Tuchel thing. Like, if not the best, I don't think you could. It's harder with keepers, isn't it?
Do you think he's world class?
I think he's the most informed keeper right now. In terms and it's harder to
world class, bro.
What? No, not yet. But he's on the cusp for sure. I think, me personally, just if I give my 2 pence, I just think there's a stigma around black goalkeepers and their ability, and I think he's disproven that stigma definitely the way he's played. Obviously, we could use yesterday as a indication, but I think he's been doing it for a long time now, showing that he's capable of being a top quality shot stopper, but also his distribution. Tuchel's biggest thing is if you can't distribute the ball, no matter the position you play, you will struggle to be in the team. And Kepa is a much like neater aesthetically player than him. But the fact that
he's good enough.
Do you know what I mean? I can guarantee you now, if Mendy couldn't distribute the ball, he would not be playing. Regardless of his ability as a shot stopper, he would not be playing. Like,
do you think it's similar to that a few years ago when Lukaku was playing? No, when Lukaku was playing for United. And that reporter was talking about the comparison between her and Morata, between him and Morata.
The intelligence thing. And I just think it's BS, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, she was talking about how she thinks Morata is a more intelligent player than Lukaku, and they asked her why, and she didn't give a reason. She was just like, I just think he's more intelligent for Real Madrid. Da.
Yeah, that was BS that she was talking.
That has not proven to be true over the years. So. For me, I think Mendy's on his way, man, definitely.
And also, just a quick question on that. I'm not speaking about Mendy when I asked this. How do you distinguish between a very good goalkeeper and a keeper who has a very good defense and team structure?
I think the best way to look at that is consistency, innit? Because for me, the excuse that Mendy is a keeper benefiting or is only looking this good because he plays in a great structure is weak, man. In my opinion, Mendy wasn't a name, and to say that any keeper who comes in after Kepa would be impressive, I think would be a stretch. You have to remember Chelsea over the years have had two of the best goalkeepers in the world when they were in their pomp. Courtois is still one of the best keepers in the world right now, and we had him, and Petr Cech was one of the best keepers in the world at the time as well. So Mendy coming in, he had huge, like, the keeper thing for Chelsea is something we look at very, very, like, with a keen eye in it. The goalkeeper we have, we honestly believe if we've got a good goalkeeper, it's a good spine and platform to start from. I mean, you can make the argument that because Buffon played in front of a back three, some of the best defenders in the world, does that mean that he faced less?
But I feel like that's because his catalogue was built prior to having that great defense.
And on that, just quick question. You said consistency, but is 18 months... You said he's not world class, innit? Yeah, I mean, so how long does he have to be playing at an elite level for you to say he's world class?
I think there comes a time, man.
Yeah,
I think, I think if Chelsea win the league and we break the Saturn record again, the clean sheet, maybe the clean sheet, I don't know, clean sheets record, or he has the most clean sheets in the league. Bro.
But yeah, that's why I agree with your point in terms of it's about body of work. Do you get what I mean? You can't just have a great 1 or 2 years doing what he's doing.
Like, right now, I think statistically we were the best defense. He had the most clean sheets, I think, in the Champions League.
And he made some big saves.
Huge saves, monumental saves in my opinion. Like, without him, we don't win it. Obviously, it's easy to say that with a lot of players, but like, he was a big piece as to why we did it. And I think he's on his way, man.
I think for me, I'm just gonna shed light on a couple defenders.
I think
two of them.
One sec. This is gonna be controversial, innit?
Okay.
It's only because it's gonna be controversial, innit? But I think Christensen is on his way as well.
As I was saying,
I think Christensen is. I think he is.
Man, then please stop that. Stop that.
He's got 36. In his last 44 games, he's got like 36 clean sheets.
Stop that. Stop that. Exactly. Stop that. It was Rudiger in that team as well. Rudiger's better than him.
And Rudiger is what? On his way?
Yeah, but you did mention him. You said Christensen.
No, but because Christensen's younger, like, significantly.
Christensen's nowhere near.
he's yet to be seen. But
What you man know saying it's an elite group? He's not world class.
I just said on his way. We're not talking about the guys.
It's too early to say he's on his way.
But he's a guy that, do you know what I mean? I feel like he's been a very good prospect for when he was in the academy, man, really and truly. So I mean, do you know what I mean? We could see it in it, but
Chelsea.
Two players or three players, but two in particular I'm gonna mention: Harry Maguire and Ruben Diaz. Harry Maguire, I think a lot of the time he's scapegoated. Some of the time is merited. But we saw in the Euros, he had a very good Euros, by the way.
For sure. Coming off injury.
Yeah, I'm saying.
He was shaky for the goal yesterday, though.
Yeah. Shake? He got twisted. He got twisted.
And that's the thing, though, because Harry Maguire is going to have these moments. He's not as polished as a
Varane.
Van Dijk, a Varane, a Ferdinand. Yeah.